Project Veritas, a conservative activist group, has released secret recordings it made of editorial meetings at CNN, which it says shows the network buried the Hunter Biden Ukraine story during the height of the election season and showed its political bias. Mike Rizzo, the director of the journalism program at St. John's University, joins us now to talk about this. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Christine. Great to be with you.
So first, let's listen to a clip of the secretly recorded audio.
Obviously, we're not going with the New York Post story right now on Hunter Biden, and which seems to be giving its marching orders to Fox News and the right-wing echo chamber about what to talk about today.
So that's apparently the voice of CNN's political director and vice president. What does this say about how newsrooms choose their stories?
Well, you know, editorial meetings happen every day at newsrooms and news organizations around the country. And what I observed from reading the stories and listening to some of the audio that's been released is a concern that is CNN making its decisions based more on politics than it is on newsworthiness of stories. And I think what people are taking away from what we've heard, and there may be other material that we haven't heard so far, is where's the effort to get some original reporting? CNN can choose the choices, can make the choices of what it wants to put on its air and whose other material they want to refer to. They do refer sometimes to other publications like the New York Times. They chose not to in this case. But were they doing it because it was not newsworthy, or was it because it was a part of their personal feelings about what to report? So I think that's the concern that some people have about hearing what has been on these tapes.
Right. So do things like this affect the trustworthiness and credibility of the news media as a whole? You know, even if we don't like a story, when does a journalist have a duty to investigate it?
Well, that's the thing. As I mentioned, original reporting is what we want to be doing as journalists. We don't want to rely on someone else telling us these are the facts. Let us check it out for themselves. If CNN also felt that this was not a newsworthy story, then provide transparency. Tell us why you're not reporting that. Let the audience know. You know, in today's day and age, people know about this story because of social media or because of other things put out on the internet. So CNN is a legacy news organization. Tell us what you're thinking about why you are or are not reporting the story.
Sure. And in your opinion, should this story have warranted more coverage?
Well, I think it was the kind of story that opened itself up for different perspectives in each newsroom to decide on what to cover and how it should be covered. There's a concept in newsrooms called intellectual diversity. It may not just be for the news media either, but the aim is to provide different perspectives from the people who work in your organization to give their experience, their take on things. Maybe we should be reporting on this. I didn't hear, again, a lot of that from the stories that, from the tapes that I heard or from the stories that I read, that there was an opportunity for people to say, hey, maybe we should do something on this. Maybe we should look into it. It was really seemed like a top-down decision on this is how our network is going to cover.
So you deal with young journalists every day. What can they learn from this?
I think one is to be informed. Find out what the facts are of the story that you might be assigned to cover. And then if something is brought up where there is a decision made that we are not going to do this or we are going to do it, stand up and respectfully, professionally talk about your thoughts on maybe why you have a different perspective. Maybe what can you bring to the table that someone else can't, that adds something to why someone should reconsider whatever the editorial decision is. Be professional, as I said, be informed, be respectful, but present your opinions.
And that is why you're the director of the journalism program at St. John's University. Mike Rizzo, thanks so much for being here.
Take care. Thank you so much, Christine.
If you're watching Currents News on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell to get updates to all of our newest content, because we are putting your faith in the news.